Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21, Worst to First, episode 16. We're into the 6th tier, so Vanarama National League. We should be in the South, at least I think we are. And we have now hit a new high in terms of team reputation. For one thing, we've gone from obscure finally to local. We're still in the half-star range, but we're getting awfully close to 1-star range. And that puts us into the top 20%. So we are now better than 80% of the clubs, and we've done that in just 4 seasons. So good, rapid progress. Of course, the poaching of the players continues as everybody wants to pay a whole ton of money to get their hands on our guys. Some of them apparently are good enough to play in the Premier League now. Many are good enough for the championship. Yeah, that's about where we're at. So this is going to be another one and done type episode. See just how close we are to 1-star level. You're starting to see kind of the first teams there, and there it is. So we're definitely not that far off from that. Guaranteed we'll hit that this season. And then how much further we have to go? I mean, this is where our league is. We should be catching up to that level fairly quickly in terms of reputation, but it takes a while. I mean, honestly, in the game, Man City has just finally hit 5 stars. Real life, they still don't have a 5-star reputation. There's a big difference between reputation and what you actually do on the field, which what they do on the field is spend a crap ton of money and have an insane amount of depth and get results as because of that. But in terms of reputation, they're far from popular. Season opener and ready to start cruising through the season. We're going to go straight into fast forward on this because potentially we could be winning this by quite a few goals. Quite a few. We're on the road here, but we brought a pretty good crowd for this road match, so it's nice to see. Our fandom has grown significantly after last season. Let's see what we can do in the current season. Ooh, turnover there. Nice comfortable header back to the keeper. Groot, nice long ball ahead. There's Wolverine, first goal of the season. And we've got everybody back for now. It's still too early. It's January where I'm okay with losing players for the remainder of the season as long as we're still in cruise control. And I have a feeling we're about to lose one more here quite soon. Not a terrible thing because some of the players we lost have huge contracts compared to what we were paying them, and returning them directly without changing the contract leaves whatever they were getting paid as what they're currently being paid. And anyway, we're losing $500,000 every month right now. So that's adding up. That's a very big chunk of change. Of course, now we're in the season. We'll see how that goes. That looked like a clean tackle. I'm sorry, other team. Dulwich Hamlet. I do apologize for that. I hate those penalty goals. Anyway, Thor steps up, makes it 2. It's a very comfortable control here. Well, what was I saying? Something about something, I mean something. Oh, right. The one on the ball right now, Nebula. 10 million. Just yesterday. It's been increasing. It's been in the millions. A few days ago, maybe a week ago, we hit 6 million. And then I saw an $8 million offer just 2 days ago. And yesterday, 10 million, which was turned down. But the offers are numerous and heavy, and I don't know how much longer the board's going to say no. But for me, it's not terrible because, like I said, not until January am I prepared to actually lose players. In which case, Jane Gray, through the defense, finds Groot, but defense, nice job getting rid of him there. Looking at in total blowout fashion here. 10 shots, yes, but Opposition's definitely getting better. Tier 6 now. Been around the National League North/South. This is the start point of the regular game without mods. So total control, but not going away. Their defense is pretty solid. Anyway, that $10 million add-on cost of cash could be pretty handy because we're going to get it for free. So, not terrible. It's the morale piece that I worry slightly about, but this group is just too damn good. The morale's not going to be much of a factor. Oh, wow, what a goal. First off, Leonard, freaking amazing kick here. Potts, I don't know how Potts is already behind the defense. And not somehow offside, but that was a great chip shot. It's 2-1 at the half. I mean, look at the XG, 0.05. How that was a goal. That was just phenomenal from the keeper and from Potts to make that out of literally nothing. They didn't respond to the "you can do better." Really, you're only up by 1 goal when you should be up by 3 or 4. Gamora's not happy. Star-Lord's not happy. Who else is happy? There's a chance. Gray, first goal. Groot with the assist. Alright, well, last season, undefeated, fantastic. Could very well happen again this season, but not necessarily. Like I said, we are getting to a higher level now, where we're going to start to see, and I kind of think it's not going to happen until about League 2, though. Nice goal from Star-Lord. That was just perfectly placed. Anyway, opponents, we're going to break them down. I mean, there's just too much quality within the team. That was an amazing shot. Just a bit of curl on it right in the bottom corner. Nothing they can do to stop that. Anyway, I think League 2 might be when we start to see a little more of a challenge. But at this point, it looks like we're going to cruise right into the Premier League. And we could see European competition before we even see the Premier League. I'm not saying we're going to, but it's possible that we could be taking a FA Cup at some point. At least at the rate of progress that we have right now. I mean, I think we'd be okay in the championship if we were there this season. We're going to just keep on developing. So at some point, the quality is going to get quite high. It was a nice play. Created a chance there. Let's see. Can we swap out Star-Lord? Down to the 5 subs, so gotta watch out for that. Offside. Not normal positions, that's okay. Now that we're suddenly down to 5, nice scorpion kick to get that one in. I got a teammate who does that scorpion kick just beautifully. He's slow as molasses, but he's just got beautiful feet. Amazing control. He can dance his way in and around 3-4 players on a pretty consistent basis. I'm one of the only ones that has kind of figured out how to defend him, and he's on my team, so I don't have to do that terribly often. Usually in our own little scrimmages and whatnot. All right, well, looking at morale, there's only a few players that are a bit peeved. A lot of the current players are now influential, highly influential. That's having an impact and hopefully is helping to drag up the players from the bench, get them a bit more playing time. Training is going well. Spider-Man's training really well in particular right now, so that's good on him. But I now have that issue of the bench got a little thinner. We went from being able to have 7 to only having 5. I think I need to do a little bit of training positionally to cover that off a little better. And then a few of the players, not many, but a few of them are now sufficiently fast. 15s, 16s in the speed acceleration kind of departments, and I think I can finally move them off of the double training on quickness and give them some sort of specialized training otherwise to help pull them up. But in terms of that potential ability, we got a few players that are solidly getting up there. I mean, Jean Grey, for example, here you can see pace still needs a little work, acceleration only a 13, but the agility, the other physical, it's about a 14 average. The mental is insanely high, leadership at 10, teamwork at 10, but everything else in a very healthy state. And then the technicals, mostly 11s now for Jean Grey. So that's not Premier League, okay? We're not there yet, but you could absolutely put this player in a League One side and they would dominate. Put them in a championship side and she'd play pretty decently, I would think. As an American, you put her into the MLS and she would crush the competition, as we've seen so many Premier League veterans go on and do in recent years. So high quality, plus that model citizen part just really pushes things over the top. The anticipation, the composure, the decisions have trained very, very well. Really seeing the results of that, and other things are coming along. All right, well, anyway, let's push forward deeper into the season. Let's go a good solid 2 months. I have a feeling I need to bring a player back here soon in Nebula and maybe one other, based on the offers that we're getting in. So I'm going to take it maybe a week at a time and then deal with that when that comes. But I'll see you back in 2 months. A quarter of the way into season, early October, FA Cup up again here soon. At this point, you can't yet say it's a foregone conclusion. We actually did take a loss. 1, but we have had a loss. Our first in 1.5 seasons. Dulwich Hamlet, the team we beat in the opener, is currently second place in the league. But again, we've had a loss. Our goal differential is 4, almost anyway. 4 per match. So yeah, it's pretty high. It's pretty high. We're still winning comfortably. We're still dominating. And somehow, despite a $25 million offer for Nebula, she's still here. Group got to about 15 million, still here. But even though transfer deadline is now a month behind us, MLS still coming in hot and heavy with offers left and right, trying to take our players away. So we got to watch out for that one. But in the league, still very well. The unhappy strain of players is down to just a few. Nebula is unhappy that she wasn't allowed to leave. Deadpool, Black Widow are unhappy, but that's not bad. That's not bad. Now, in terms of the bench and starts, well, we're not getting a lot. We're not getting a lot out of the squad. Spider-Man is down to a long-term injury. We've had a few minor injuries, but nothing major. They're hanging in there pretty well, but our average ratings are very, very high. The biggest thing that I'm keeping an eye on, it's a little sad that this is the biggest thing to keep an eye on right now, but the biggest thing that I've been keeping an eye on is the team of the week and seeing if we can have a perfect week. We've had 6, 7. We had 8. And one time we've had 9 of the slots filled. Almost a perfect week. Not quite there yet. We'll see if we can get to 10 or even 11 before the end of the season. I think it's unlikely that we'll get all 11 slots, but it could happen, especially if it's a one-match kind of week and we pummel our opponent. One thing that has happened this season is we have gotten to a level that has a stadium requirement. And our tiny stadium, even though it's got plenty of room for expansion, does not fit the bill. And so we are renting the Hive in Harrow. It's a National League side who own it. Who was it? Barnet. So they're only a division ahead of us. We're obviously going to catch up to them next season. It's okay stadium in terms of space, but sooner rather than later, we really need to convince the board that we need to upgrade our stadium. But I don't know how they're going to feel about our stadium versus the stadium we're renting in the Hive, because it's got tons of capacity left. And it's not that old. It was built in 2009. It was already rebuilt in 2013. So it's a okay stadium. There's nothing wrong with it. But for us, I mean, come on. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. But I am a little bit worried that we're now kind of caught in this trap that our stadium itself, which has amazing potential, isn't going to be taken care of, isn't going to grow with us, which was something I was just hoping. It was a minor thing. I mean, it really doesn't matter, in all honesty, but I just want our stadium brought back. But looks like, I don't know, it's not even showing up here as an option. And no, there you go. That really is it. This is the stadium now from the looks of things. I don't see our old stadium at all. Training facilities out of 10. Youth facilities now out of 10. Junior coaching is still just a 3. Youth recruitment still just a 1. Corporate facilities out of 7. So those things we certainly want to work on. All of them, really, as they are lagging behind. Coaching-wise, we're nearly to 4 stars in every single category. And, of course, we've got the players with the best potential. A couple seasons of forgetting to sign on the terrible youth intakes that we had. And I've actually completely run out of reserve players. There's no U23, there's no U18 players at all. Hopefully this season I'll remember to do that just so we have a few of them. And slowly but surely we're bringing a better array of players. Not that they would ever be good enough, but, something. The board has approached us about increasing coaching salaries, which was instant, and that's been helpful. But also our youth level is currently being raised by the club. So both of those were from them. I have asked about the ground, but it's not our ground. So that is what that is. Maybe it's time to increase the junior coaching budget. And that's been taken care of. So there's another step. As we're now into the middle of December, 20 matches into the season, so roughly the halfway point, 11 points in the lead of the league, still just that single loss early on in the season, plus 71 on the goal differential, so that's 3.5 goals per game to the good. We've had numerous 5-0, 6-0 type results, with the occasional, including our most challenging game in quite some time, was just the last one played a few days ago on the road at Maidstone, where we only won 2-1, and both of our goals came in the first 20 minutes and then just kind of fell flat from there the rest of the way. We're still cruising in both the FA Trophy and the FA Cup at this point. And honestly, our only concern right now is the finances. We made a decent amount of money last season, and we got hit with a fairly large tax bill. Now, that tax bill is paid over the course of the next year, so month by month by month. So our expenses went up with that tax hit, but also the salaries, which continue to rise as we sign new contracts periodically throughout the season for our players. And again, the players we brought back came back on the contracts that they had signed with their new teams. Wolverine, for example, is making as much as the entire team, or more than the entire team was making last season. Just him. And he's still making that. And others also got those significant pay hikes when they went away and then came back. Remember, we are only down in, 6th tier? These guys were MLS players for the most part. The vast majority have been going to the MLS. That seems to be the loophole that our board just keeps giving in to them over and over again. All right, well, anyway, the finances have dropped from over 10 million to 6.8. I mean, we were at 10.5. So we've dropped almost 4 million, and it's only December. There's a whole lot of season left, and you can see the rate of plummeting is going to bring us right down. Now, in the offseason, we can expect an injection of cash. We are increasing our revenues more and more in a few ways. One, we are renting a stadium, which is much larger, so it's allowing us to seat more people, and we're not capping out at a very small margin. So those FA Cup matches, which are popular, we're getting a lot of people in the stadium for those. So the gate revenues are drastically higher. I think the last one we made something like 55,000, and then we're also winning those matches. And so winning those matches, the revenue from the round, from getting that victory from the FA Cup pool, is getting larger and larger each round, and we made something similar, about 55,000 last time. So in that one match, we made about 110,000. That does have a nice impact. Now, when we're losing 500,000 a month, 100,000 is only making a dent in those losses. We're still losing. Now, deeper into the competition, stadium's going to get more and more packed. Maybe we go on the road to a huge club, and we can get revenue out of that, out of the revenue sharing. But revenue at this point, the finances, is the main thing to keep an eye on. I mean, we've seen, as we're looking here at the finance and salary over the course of the series, we have these big spikes, but the big spikes are millions invested into facility upgrades. And then new season, and we get an injection of cash, and it comes right back up. And you could see over the course of seasons, we've started losing money. Last year was the worst yet. The first season was ever so slightly. I mean, we started at 5.15. We finished at 5.12. Not a big loss. 6.43. Finishing at just under 6. 6.44. Influx of cash from sold player. And we ended up finishing essentially the same. But what we had dropped to was 6. So we had lost $500,000 over the course of that year. Last year started at 6.43, and at the low point, we'd come down by over $1 million that time. But this year's a whole nother matter. I mean, the high point to where we're at now, again, is already approaching $4 million in losses. So every year it's been getting a little worse. And of course, we have not been shy about our spending. Staff-wise, okay, a 0 recruitment team. We have 1 physio space left over, but I have all 17 coaching staff that I could possibly have. As a result of that, things look nice in this department. We have a single 3.5-star category left in fitness. Fitness coaches, for whatever reason, have been harder to get a hold of. Good ones. We've gotten a single good one, a single 4-star coach. We have a couple 3.5-star coaches, and then a U23 that I didn't hire them directly. I didn't hire the U23s. But I have 2 at every single spot. It's all 4 stars or better besides that one category. And we're now up to a couple 4.5-star guys. Or even 3 now. There you go. 3 at 4.5 stars. So slowly but surely getting better and better. I mean, you can see our latest hire that we just brought in is a head coach by nature, Icelandic 50-year-old Herman Hreiðarsson. 19 defending, 18 discipline motivating, 15 on the determination. Also very adaptable. That's a good coach. That is a solid coach, and really should be working as a head coach somewhere. He was working at Plymouth, but he's been without a job for a couple of years. So we've made it into January. 24 matches played, so we're past the halfway point. Continuing to win, though we've had a couple closer calls. Next up, 3rd round of the FA Cup. We're going to go against the Hull City Tigers, who are 15th in the championship right now. So, big test, 15th in the championship. I think we are just about at that level where we can compete against championship sides. Now, Doctor Strange is out injured. So, okay, one Spider-Man's still on his long-term injury, but that's definitely going to be a test. We absolutely could lose. We're on the road. So I could see us going out. I could see us maybe winning that one. But here's the thing. These episodes are getting longer and longer, and it is so hard to try to get through an entire season in a single episode, both in terms of the time it takes to navigate an entire season and not just quick sim the whole thing, because you miss so much, and trying not to do that for this series, but also trying to accelerate as fast as I can to get through it. Well, anyway, but also the content, right? There's things to cover. I can only cover so much with so much time. So here's my idea. I'm going to do 3 episodes to cover 2 seasons. So next episode, we will overlap the remainder of this season, and then we'll push partway through that next season, so that then with the subsequent episode after that one, that trilogy can complete the 2-season setup. I think that's going to work a little bit better. That's still good pace. That's going to get us through things pretty quickly. We have not been perfect this season. We have had that loss. We've had 2 or 3 close calls. Normally we're dominant, but every once in a while a team really, really puts up a fight, and that's that improved quality. The finances continue to just dwindle very, very quickly. We lost $1 million this last month, so I don't know why that increased. I just did a couple new contracts. One of them is actually going to save us a little bit of money. Wolverine, that highest paid player, it was a 1-year deal, $1.4 million. Now they're going to be on a $1.1 million deal for multiple years. So yay, we're saving $300,000. But Jean Grey, on the same day, got a new contract that's giving her a roughly $300,000 pay raise. So it's going to be a wash. Anyway, big match, Hull coming up. We're going to open next episode with that. And that's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.